regret to inform you that your husband was found this morning deceased.
Watch her face. 4 seconds. That's how long it takes Megan Danielchek to come up with a reaction to the news that her husband is dead. 4 seconds of nothing before the performance begins.
Well, we kind of need to talk about it because paying somebody to kill your husband is kind of a big deal.
Because you're going to be coming with us, okay? Your husband actually isn't dead.
This is Megan Danielchek, 27 years old, wife, mother of 2, from Rhinelander, Wisconsin. And on February 14th, 2018, Valentine's Day, she paid $400 cash and 3 gold rings to a hitman to kill her husband, Nick. The hitman was an undercover cop. Megan and Nick had been together for 7 years, married for 6. They had problems. Nick knew that. The neighbors knew that. But nobody knew that Megan had spent weeks carefully planning a way out that didn't involve divorce lawyers. She had thought about a car accident, pushing him off the road, making sure he fell through the ice on a fishing trip. She had one condition: it couldn't happen in front of the kids.
So you said you didn't care if Nick suffered, you didn't care if he was drowned, you didn't care if it was a car accident, you didn't...
What was the text message you sent?
I don't even remember.
To make sure that it didn't happen in front of the kids.
So she scraped together $400 in ones and twos she had been quietly saving, pulled 3 gold rings off her finger, family heirlooms that had been in Nick's family for generations. And on February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, she handed them to the man she thought was going to make her a widow. The next morning, detectives showed up at her workplace, told her there had been an accident, that her husband didn't make it. Watch what happens when Megan Danielchek sits down in that interrogation room and realizes that everything she planned, every detail, every conversation, every dollar was recorded. That there was never a hitman, that Nick is alive, and that the only question left is how much of the truth she is willing to admit. But here is what makes this case different from every other murder-for-hire story. After Megan is taken away, detectives sit down with Nick, and for the next hour, a man who had no idea his wife wanted him dead tries to make sense of a marriage he thought he was fighting to save.
Do you recognize any of these rings?
Yes.
Okay. These rings she gave to our agent as a down payment.
And so is Nick's reaction when detectives sit him down and tell him what his wife had been planning, what he reveals about their marriage, and what he says when he sees the rings on the table is something nobody in that room was ready for. At the end of this video, you will see the sentence Megan Danielchek received. This is her interrogation.
Obviously, there's some things we'd like to talk about. Might want to
Okay.
hear us out. Okay.
I'm Detective Parrish. I'm sure he already introduced himself. But obviously you know the reason why we're here. But we kind of need to talk about it because paying somebody to kill your husband is kind of a big deal. Maybe there's something we're missing, but we were there Friday and we were there yesterday. Friday, we met with information. So, we've kind of been there since then. So, I'll read you your rights, and you can decide to talk to us. You can tell your side or not. Sometimes there's more to stories than what we know. And we're certainly willing to listen, but in order for that to happen, we gotta go through this, okay? You have the right to remain silent, and you say Ken will abuse against you in a court of law. You have the right to counsel with a lawyer before questioning, and have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, a law will be appointed to represent you at public expense before ordering any questioning if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the questioning and remain silent anytime you wish, and the right to ask for it and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during questioning. Do you understand your rights? Understanding your rights, you're willing to talk to us. Can you say yes or no? So,
Yes.
okay. So what is going on?
I don't even know where to start. There's just, I guess, stuff going on for a while that I personally just haven't been happy, and I don't even know why I even thought of this. I'm not like this, and I guess I just haven't been happy with my relationship for a while, and I've talked to Nick about separating, and he never liked the thought of it because he wanted to make it work, and I've been unhappy with our relationship for quite some time. And I never wanted to hurt anybody, and I was kind of scared because I thought if I didn't follow through with anything, that I would have been targeted. I was just really scared.
What do you mean you would have been targeted?
I felt if I didn't meet with this guy and giving him information, and then if he got, say, mad or whatever, that I don't know, I'd get in trouble or something, that something happened to me, and I don't want this. I didn't want this, and to believe me or not, I had been thinking about it all day, and I was gonna call up and say, I don't want this. It's not right.
Why didn't you call her up before the meeting?
Just so.
Because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, Megan. We watched the video, because there was video of you in the car, and we were listening the entire time. There was more than enough ample opportunity Friday to call this off. There was many ample opportunity before this to call it off.
I don't know why. I feel like an idiot.
Well, I guess the question really is, why did you think it was even remotely okay to even start with this?
I don't know. It's not. It never is. It never was. It never should be. I don't know.
I mean, if you felt threatened by anybody, why didn't you contact the police? Why would you allow your husband to be put in harm's way?
I don't know. I shouldn't have.
Well, here's the reality of the situation. You had time to back out. You've done everything possible to make this go forward.
I was just... I know that sounds silly or dumb, but... I just thought in the back of my mind that was just... I don't know how to explain it, like... So... I had him and he worked with me at the nursing home for a while, and then he lost his job. And we had talked about stuff with just not being happy with my relationship just as a friend, to talk to him, and then I don't remember everything fully, but just had come up that I had mentioned to him that I wish that I could just be done with this relationship, because in the past I've told Nick that I didn't want to be in the marriage anymore, and that I wanted a divorce or separate or something, but he never wanted that, and he wanted to stay together. And then I said, if there's a way that I could help, would you be willing? And I said, well, what does that mean? And then, I don't even know why from there, I even, what's the word I want? Not entertained it, but, I'm sorry, I don't know what the word that I want is.
Okay.
But,
Do you remember the conversation about killing your boss and then kind of saying that you wish somebody...
boss?
Well, people were joking about your boss at work, how people wish you would just die or something like that. And then you had made a comment about you wish the same thing for Nick.
Oh. Kind of. I mean, we say that we don't like my district manager, we don't care for him, and then it must have come up with that with Nick about it, and I just never actually want to hurt anybody, and I don't.
Well,
I
from
know
listening to
that's
the videos
I
and
know.
the conversations,
No, I know, and that was part of that.
your only request was that it wasn't in front of the kids.
I know, and I was just really scared because I didn't know how to respond to it, because
You didn't care if it was not too gory and not in front of the kids, is what you said. You didn't care if Nick suffered. You didn't care if he was drowned. You didn't care if it was a car accident. You didn't...
What was the text message you sent
I don't even remember.
to make sure that it didn't happen in front of the kids?
I just, no, and to be truthful, in the vehicle, my heart was racing because I didn't know how to respond. I was scared out of my mind.
But you do realize that you could have contacted the police at any time during this thing. And if he wouldn't have been our agent and wouldn't have been a real cop, at this point, Nick could be dead. And you never once warned him or anybody else.
I feel so
I'm not going to argue with you on that one, Megan.
Do you realize what yesterday was?
Huh?
Do you realize what yesterday was? Yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Oh.
So tell us why you've been asking your mother-in-law for a gun for a while for Christmas.
Oh, I wanted a new shotgun for hunting.
Okay.
Or rifle, whatever. It had nothing to do with anything else.
So we have to obviously worry about somebody else possibly doing something to Nick. Is there anybody else that you've contacted about this? Is there anybody else knows what your plans are?
No.
What about Travis?
No.
Okay.
Do we have to worry about Travis?
No.
Do we have to worry about you retaliating against or to Nick again?
Absolutely not.
I guess at this point, do you have any questions for us?
I guess, what happened?
The next step is you're going to be transported over to the United County Sheriff's Office to their jail. And then you will see a judge tomorrow, and the judge will decide what your bond will be. And our reports, everything else, will go to the district attorney's office, who is fully aware of what's going on, and they will decide on charges. Right now, we're recommending first-degree attempted homicide with solicitation. Been a cop over 12 years. This is the first time I think I've ever had anybody have to deal with this.
I never thought that I'd even get caught up in this, because I never wanted to ever hurt anybody, and I didn't want to.
Well, all you have to do is quit talking,
I know, and
quit talking about
I was
it,
just...
quit thinking about it.
How long has he been fired from or not working with you?
Maybe a month, maybe two.
How long have you guys been talking about this?
I don't even know, maybe a couple weeks, maybe. I think it's been a couple weeks. I don't fully know.
So why not at any point during that couple of weeks do you just realize that this is probably not a path I should go down? Because there was no guy that he was contacting other than us. There was no guy.
I know, and it did cross my mind that I don't even have an explanation for it.
Well, what about the $102 in ones? Where did that all come from?
I had that, it was just savings that I've just slowly been putting away, trying to just have cash off to the side for just random savings.
Where'd all the money come from?
My account, the bank account, my bank account.
How much money did you give him?
400.
We counted 402.
Oh, well, there must have been extra $2 that I miscounted.
About 3 rings.
They're mine.
How long have you been having an affair?
With who?
Travis?
We've been friends for 15 years, and he's come over a couple times, and it's not, I wouldn't really say it's unfair.
Okay.
What would you say it is?
I don't even really know what you would call it.
Are you having a sexual relationship with him?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, no, I haven't. I'm not having a sexual relationship.
With someone else?
No.
Did you ever look this up?
Look what?
The Hitman thing. Research it at all?
The only thing I looked up, because I was curious, was mercury or lead poisoning once, but not anything Hitman
Okay.
that I...
What did you look that up for?
Huh?
What did you look that up for?
I was just curious because it had been talked about in a conversation before, and I wanted to learn more on it. I was just curious.
Are you poisoning Nick?
No, absolutely not.
Were you thinking about poisoning Nick? Because that was one of the ways that you had told you thought it should happen.
And I never was going to do it myself, ever. I never would. I could never bring...
So you looked up mercury poisoning though?
Yes.
What other kind of poisoning?
Just that and the lead poisoning, I believe.
Okay. You never looked up the Hitman? What would happen if you hired somebody?
No, I don't believe so, no.
What kind of punishment you could be looking at?
No, I don't remember ever even thinking about that or looking it up. And I only were just searching for mercury or lead poisoning.
I mean, to be honest with you, this whole thing is hard for me to wrap my head around. We've all had sideline conversations where you talk about how much you hate somebody. I mean, you took it to the max, so.
And I never, ever.
We might debate that point because you actually gave money to somebody you thought would kill your husband, so
I know, and
to say you never thought it would happen, it took you a good 4 seconds once we told you that your husband was dead for you to even come up with a good reaction. I was waiting and timing and watching. And when we gave you the opportunity to talk about the person who might have done it, and we knew you were fully aware of what he was driving because you were in his vehicle, you lied about it.
I know that's not right.
Think about Nick now, how scared he is. It took us a good half an hour to calm him down once we told him.
I don't want to ruin anybody's life. Don't.
Unfortunately, that has already happened.
Obviously, this affects more than just you.
I know.
Your parents, Nick, his parents, your kids.
We told the reason why you didn't want a divorce was because he made all the money and you would end up with nothing.
It was thought of because it's more of I guess it's financial security.
And there it is. For the past 20 minutes, Megan has been performing. Scared wife, confused woman, someone who got in over her head and never really wanted anyone to get hurt. And then, quietly, almost accidentally, she says it. Financial security. Not love, not fear, not a marriage so broken she couldn't see another way out. Money. Nick made more. A divorce would mean splitting everything, starting over, finding a better job, building something on her own. And somewhere in that calculation, hiring someone to kill him became the more practical option. This is the moment the detective has been patiently building toward. Not the confession. He already has that on video. The motive. Because the motive tells you that this was never a moment of weakness or desperation. It was a decision, made carefully, over several weeks, by someone who had done the math and decided that Nick was worth more dead than divorced.
And I had been looking for other employment and wanting to apply for somewhere else because if it was to come to a divorce, I would have to, I would just like something a little more stable and something closer to home because I travel 30 minutes one way to work.
So is all this accurate that you told him that?
Yeah, it's just always crossed my mind that just, I guess, a struggle of it. And
So don't you think that maybe if you would have followed through with what we're talking about here, it would have been easier for you? I'm sure that crossed your mind.
what do you mean?
Financially. Because when you were talking about wrecking his truck, the only thing that you were concerned about was that it was total to you to get full insurance out of it.
And you're right, and that was just the thought that crossed my mind in the conversation. And I don't know how the video portrayed it, but truthfully, I was seriously scared because I didn't know what this guy was capable of, what to say, and
You're hiring him to kill your husband. You should know what he's capable of.
I know, and I should have said no when we were in the vehicle, and I just honestly...
You should have said no a long time ago.
I know.
It should never have come to a vehicle. What do you think should happen to you?
I don't know. I know I deserve punishment, and I don't want to miss seeing my kids or lose anybody. But I know if I have to, pay whatever price for it. I understand. I don't know if I'm an idiot. I should have never even. Amused the thought, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry, I can't think of the words I want to say. And I know people are going to hate me.
I think there's a high probability.
I never ever thought. I don't even know what to say.
So when you left the guy yesterday, you went to Dollar General, why at that point, if you thought it was too much, and you didn't want anybody to be hurt, then why didn't you throw yourself on the mercy of the law enforcement and say there's somebody that's going to try to kill my husband?
I don't have any.
Okay.
What did you do after you left there?
After where?
After Walmart.
After you paid the guy?
I went to Dollar Tree, and I got my kids something for Valentine's Day, and then I went and picked them up for my mom.
Stop. The detective just asked Megan what she did immediately after handing $400 and 3 rings to a man she believed was going to murder her husband. And her answer is, she went to Dollar Tree, bought her kids Valentine's Day gifts, picked them up from her mother's house, went home, had a normal evening, helped Nick open the fishing gloves she had bought him, watched him read the card where she called him an amazing husband, and then went to bed. This is not the behavior of someone overwhelmed by guilt or terror or the weight of what they had just done. This is the behavior of someone who had fully compartmentalized, who had made a decision, filed it away, and moved on with the rest of their day. The Dollar Tree receipt is not a small detail. It is the clearest window into exactly who Megan Danielchek is.
And then I went home.
Do you have any more questions?
I don't.
Megan, do you have questions from us?
That is Megan's side of the story. Now watch what happens in the next room. While Megan is being processed, detectives sit down with Nick, a man who went ice fishing with his dad yesterday, who came home to a normal evening, who had no idea that the woman who handed him a Valentine's Day card that morning had spent the previous day paying someone to make sure he never came home again. This is his reaction in real time.
So the reason for all the secrecy, pulling you out like this, not really telling you anything, we received the complaints early last week that your wife wanted to have you killed. So we've been working that case, and a confidential informant has met with your wife. She has provided information about what your work schedule is, what you look like, what you drive, and yesterday she paid our hitman to kill you.
Are we being serious or no?
We're being serious.
That's why we're going through all this. So when you said that there's problems with the relationship, what made you think of that right off the bat?
We have problems.
What kind of problems? I know this is going to be a lot to digest, but that's why we wanted you here sitting down before we started doing
Is this person taken care of, that nothing's going to happen?
We are the people.
Oh,
The hitman was actually a DCI agent from the state. So there is no threat to your life. Otherwise, we would have acted way sooner. But we had to go through the process to make sure that all of this was real, because sometimes we get these complaints and it's a joke. And unfortunately, this time, it's not.
I
mean, what was she like yesterday?
fine.
Did she go anywhere?
No.
What time did you get home?
I was fishing with my dad.
How late did you fish?
6:30.
Okay. So,
We have major relationship issues. Abusive a long time ago, not to the extent where someone else needs to get involved,
okay.
but the last year and a half, she wants to work on a relationship, but with the problems that we had in the past, she's not fully in love, and she doesn't know if she'll ever get it back. And my problem is, I can forget about things that happened in the past. She has problems where she doesn't want to go talk to anyone or see anyone, like help or whatever.
Sure, a counselor.
And I've suggested it, and she usually never wanted to. And for the last year and a half, I've been put through stuff that I don't think you should ever be put through in a relationship, besides cheating. And I get stressed out, and so there's yelling and everything else, but there's been no abusive in the last year.
I understand that we're not looking at you at all, Nick. That's not.
Oh, I know, but I can see, well, I'm always trying to make this relationship work and everything else, and she's at the point, well, do I want it or not? And she makes the comment that, like, I say, my main reason why I want this relationship is because we have kids, 2 kids, we want our relationship to work. Me.
Sure.
I don't want to see my kids split parents and everything else. I mean, if it happens, it happens. So, I don't know how to really put it. I'd be treated like a queen, basically, and everything else, but what I get back is disrespectful, and so I yell, how can you put me through this and all this other stuff? And maybe when I really think about it sometimes, maybe she just doesn't know what she wants, and she's so scared to leave and doesn't want, I don't know, she loves the kids to death. And I've made comments before, 2 times comments, so 5 times, I don't know how many, I don't want to say the exact number.
Sure.
But I made comments where she was debating about leaving or staying in the relationship, and I said, at this point in time, right now, and this is why it's really scary with you guys talking to me, at this point now, what I've been put through in the last year and a half, if she left me after putting me through all that, and I've been trying, if we were friends, or she was nice to me and everything else, and treated me like a friend, not a husband, a friend, and she wanted to end the relationship, I would be okay. I mean, I'm not going to be happy about it, but I'm going to be okay. But with what I was put through, I told her, if you left the kids, the only time I would ever be able to talk to you, ever, is about the kids, when you come to get them or not. I could not look at you as a friend or anything else besides we have kids together. Because I just want to give you guys, because I know I might be a little Ohio, a couple instances. She would, when there was last year in January, February, March, a couple months, she would go to the bar with all guys for pool, like, want to play, would go hang out with them. My parents would offer to watch the kids. When I got out of the military, we watch, staying at their house, living at my parents' house, till we got a house now. And she would, hey, you can go with her, I'll watch the kids. If you go, I'm not gonna go. You're not allowed to come with me. It's all guys at the bar. We have no intimacy, and you're going out to the bar with all guys every week. And one time was, I finally got in the union, I got my job. Right when I got my job, I said, hey, can we go and celebrate? And this was on a Thursday. I said, can we go and celebrate when everyone's off on Monday? No, because I'm going to the bar with the guys. What kind of husband should be put through that? And other instances, well, I read on her phone and she's shy, mellow, and I've gone through her phone because of insecurity and everything else. And I've looked at her phone and I've seen her posting that train door or whatever, texting her, who's a family friend to.
Who's this?
Josh Shooney,
Okay.
a family friend who was texting her. They played volleyball together on a team. I would go and watch him. Her mom would come with. We'd watch him play. Well, I went through the phone and he texted her. He slapped her on the butt, jokingly at the volleyball thing, and then he texted her at night, man, I wish I could grab that more. Now, she doesn't know how to push that away. She just says, ha ha, whatever. She doesn't make it go up. She doesn't make it go down. So I call out on that. I'm like, what kind of husband should be put through all this stuff? I've been lied to 5 times about, she'll be texting someone. I'm like, hey, who's texting you? Just out of the blue, and she'll lie to me. So all this
A lot of
stuff.
this really does explain kind of like how bad the relationship is between the two. But did you ever assume that she would want you dead? Has she ever said anything like, I wish you were dead, or I wish you would kill yourself?
What really shocking me right now is how a relationship could be arguing about how this relationship isn't good, but if we don't talk about a relationship, we are amazing. If you don't talk about a relationship, if she's asked to go do something, that's priority over me, 100%.
Let me go grab something. I think maybe this might help you a little.
Is she at work right now?
Yes.
Where are the kids?
At my mother-in-law's.
Okay.
Where does she live?
With me.
Your mother-in-law lives with you?
Oh, no, right by the high school.
Okay.
Because, like, we'll sit there and yesterday, she got me a Valentine Day. Once, when I get really emotional about my relationship, how I work on it, I let her do whatever she wants, I don't care. Besides cheating, I don't care what you go and do. If you can do whatever you want, I am the last priority, if that's how you want it to be. One day I hope this...
You recognize any of these rings?
Yes.
Okay. These rings she gave to our agent as a down payment. So that's how serious it is. We also have $402 in cash that she gave our agent too. So that's how serious this is. We're not even to the point of talking. She's to the point of acting.
Watch Nick in this moment, because this is where the case stops being about Megan and becomes about him. He recognizes those rings immediately. His great-grandmother's wedding ring, the one that had been in his family for generations, the one Megan wore for the first 5 years of their marriage until it kept catching on her clothing, the one she quietly slipped off her finger and handed to a stranger as a deposit on her husband's death. Nick has spent the last 20 minutes trying to make sense of a marriage he thought he understood. talking about arguments and distance and years of feeling invisible. And then 3 rings land on a table in front of him. And everything he thought he knew about his wife, every explanation, every justification, every version of her he had been carrying around, disappears. Right here, in this room, looking at his grandmother's ring.
She's expecting you to go ice fishing tomorrow.
Saturday.
Right.
Yep.
She's expecting you not to come back. So that's where we're at with this. That's why we're treating it the way it is because...
I think I know how it might have been. I have an idea of how it could happen.
Well,
that's nothing behind the thing, but
How do you know those rings?
my great-grandmother's wedding ring that at the time we didn't have money, so when we got married, that's what she wore. And these other 2, I don't really know, but this is my great-grandmother's wedding ring that she wore, and then it always gets caught in her clothing, so she hasn't worn a ring on her ring finger for like 3 years. But our first 4 or 5 years of marriage, that's my great-grandma that passed away's wedding ring.
this is something that you will get back eventually, so you know, but we have to hold on to it for right now. So that's kind of the point that we're at. The way that we need to do this is we have to keep you here. We're going to have an officer be with you. But
Do you need something?
coffee,
I need
Beer? A family member?
Yes.
okay.
Do you want your dad?
Yes.
Is there any way that we can let him know without him knowing what's going on?
He would have no idea.
Well,
Is he working right now?
No.
Here's the point that we have to do. Nobody can know about this yet. If we can discreetly get him here, we'll do that.
Where does he live?
He's at the mill.
He's working right now?
No, he lives he lives out by Buck Lake.
I can run out there and get him.
Yeah, why don't you do that? I'll sit with
I
him.
need somebody.
I kind of figured. Are you religious at all? Okay.
Not really.
I don't know if maybe there was a priest or a pastor you want. Okay. Now, Detective Kemmler will get your dad and bring him here. What's the address?
What's your dad's name?
Frank.
Okay.
Can I call him just to see if he's awake or home?
No.
That's it?
And the only reason why is what's going to end up happening after we're done talking to you and once he comes back is we're actually going to be going to tomahawk.
Okay.
We don't want her to be tipped off at all. She is going to be arrested. This is first degree attempted homicide. So this isn't like a joke. So we have to, we don't want her to do something to herself or anybody else.
I'm not trying to...
No, but...
No, I'm not trying to change anything
Okay.
or whatever, but like when I talk to her, everything most of the time is perfectly good except for when you talk about a relationship.
What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to let you watch the video. I think that might help you a little bit to understand of how serious she really is about this. Because I think that might help you cope a little bit because I think
I don't know what else to do.
Well, we'll help you the best that we can. There's not a lot that you need to do for us.
I don't know if I can be around her again.
You're not going to be around her anymore.
What about my kids?
You're going to have to be strong for your kids, though. You're going to be with your kids. You want to sit with them for a minute?
Yeah. I need my dad.
Okay, let me grab something real quick, and then we'll get your dad in.
Why would she do this?
I wouldn't even know where to start to try to explain that. If your dad's not home, where would he be?
He should be home.
Okay.
He works at 1:30.
Okay.
What time is it?
20 after 10.
Okay.
What time does she work until?
Alright, why don't you go upstairs there?
Alright, I'm gonna go get Frank.
2:03.
Can I get his phone number just in case? Do you have a mother in the picture yet, or?
Yes. And if my dad's not there, can you bring my mom?
Yeah, absolutely. What's mom's name?
Tammy.
Tammy? Okay. I'll be back.
Okay.
I don't,
Here's the thing, you don't have to watch this.
I don't know if I can at this moment.
Okay.
I want to, but I can't right now.
Okay, that's fine with me. I'm not, this is all for you, okay? I'm very sorry that you have to go through this. The only saving grace, and the reason why we feel better about this, is that instead of her getting a hold of somebody that really would have done it, we were able to intervene.
Thank you.
Because we met with her on Friday.
I'm not trying to,
Whatever you want to talk about, you
I'm
can
not
talk
trying
about.
to say it's not, but this doesn't feel like reality at all.
Honestly, to us, we have a hard time with it as well, and we were there. It's not something that's normal. It is not something that you normally go through. Like I said, a lot of times when we deal with these, it's more of a joke. It's more of people venting. But the first time that we were told about it was last Monday, and our confidential informant met with her on Friday, and she gave pictures of you, pictures of your license plate, what your work schedule was. And then we gave her time to recant, but then she met with who she thought was going to be the hitman, and she had no problem giving him money and talking about it, and talking about final payment and how that was going to happen. Do you have life insurance through the mill?
Yes.
So she was talking about tax money, paying them off, selling your truck once you were gone, possibly giving them part of the life insurance.
This isn't a joke.
This is not a joke.
Promise?
I promise, I would not put somebody through this.
I really feel like this is a joke.
I know, it's hard for us to even fathom that somebody would actually be willing to do this. And we fully expected that eventually she would come to her senses.
This can't be reality. Can't.
And you're going to go through a lot. You're going to need help. Like I said, today's going to change your life.
Why would you?
And that's why I took your phone away, because at some point you're going to become extremely angry.
I just don't get why she...
There's a few things that
There's so many
I
different
know.
ways to go about a relationship.
This is definitely not the way. And to be perfectly honest with you, I literally just went through a divorce myself. So I know how it feels. And I know the hate and the anger is there a lot of the times. But I don't think there was ever a point where either one of us would ever have thought about doing this. So it's hard for me to fathom.
I thought about moving on and everything else, and the only thing that held me back was wanting, not the kids, but wanting to go on vacations and spend time and everything else with her and the kids. And it's not about the kids, it's...
You're preaching to the choir, man. I know exactly how you feel.
I was happy with her. I am happy with her. Except for I'm always last in any decision that's made. Anything. I'll always.
I know how you feel, and I know how kind of know what you're going to be going through. This is a little bit different twist, but I know I've been there. I'm still going through it myself.
What's going on with my work?
Your work is aware that you're not in trouble. They have no idea what's going on. We want no idea, we want her to have no idea that you were even talking to us. Because we need to get her before anything drastic happens. So as soon as Detective Camilleri gets back here, we are going to leave for Tomahawk. We'll have probably either our captain or somebody else sit with you until this is over. One, then we know you're safe.
Sit with you, Hugh?
Yep, because until we have her in custody...
What if there's somebody else?
Well, that's something that we need to deal with, but I don't think there's going to be somebody else, but we need to deal with it, and that's why you need to stay here. We need to know that you're protected during this time until we understand everything 100%. We think that this is the only person that she contacted, and the way that she was acting, I don't think she would have been able to get more money to get somebody else. And to be perfectly honest, $5,000 is really not all that kind of money for something like this. Most people are going to require a lot more. We kind of played to her weaknesses on my side, and we knew how much she was going to spend, and we doubled it, and she still went with it. So her actually getting somebody who's an actual professional probably never would have happened. It would have been very hard for her, but there's also, we know that there's a possibility of other people that she might be involved with, so we don't know how far that could have gone. If somebody else would have done something. But she's going through some pretty drastic measures to have this happen.
I've told her twice I'm scared to see it, but in the last, I don't know, 6 months to a year, 2-4 times, there's been times where she's wanted to leave, and I say, well, why don't we try this? Well, I don't try to push things relationship-wise, and we work on it. And after a couple of days, I still push it, relationship-wise.
Sure.
But when you're in love with someone, it's kind of hard just to sit back and be treated like you don't even matter for days and days and days, and just sit there. There's times where I just lay in my bed for hours after I get home because I'm like, I know I deserve a lot more, but I want it from her.
I completely understand. I'm going to recommend that once this starts and things really, it's going to be kind of a big deal for our area, unfortunately. You're probably going to want to seek some type of counseling, because you're going to need it, trust me. Don't be shy to go through with that. Your work actually will help you with that, because I'm sure they have the play assistant program as well. Utilize it, because you are going to definitely need some help walking through this. And you need to be able to take care of yourself so you can take care of your kids. And it's not going to be easy.
I need them, Mom. I need them.
Your kids really don't deserve this.
They love us so much.
I have no idea what the final outcome will be, but this attorney is well aware of what's going on. He's been in the loop since the beginning.
I'm not going to make judgments, but I'm not even going to say anything.
The name Travis came up several times. Do you know who Travis is?
The guy that she always went to the bar with and would text 100 times a year and a half ago, and now she hardly talks to at all.
Okay. Do you know his last name?
Rhinelander.
Okay.
That's one of the guys that she would go to pool with all the time, and we'd go to the bar 2 weeks ago, and he's dating someone else, I guess, now. And she was there, and we're all hanging out and everything else.
And how was that when you guys were all together?
I was fine, and him and his girlfriend were having a big argument, like, about something, but me, her best friend, and her best friend's boyfriend, and me, and her we're all having a really good time.
So how was she last night with you?
Really good.
Their mood change from the previous days? Or how was she like maybe in the last week?
In the last week,
Yeah, did their mood change at all?
I don't see anything. The only big shocker, which I was in tears, was 2 days ago, Tuesday, well, day before, yeah, Tuesday at night. The biggest shocker I've had in a year is she actually got me a Valentine's Day card and actually wrote that I'm a good father and an amazing husband, and haven't had that written or said to me in over a year and a half.
And she gave that to you Tuesday?
With fishing gloves, because I was going fishing yesterday with my dad.
Think about what Nick just said. On the same day Megan paid a hitman to kill him, she also bought him a Valentine's Day card. Wrote inside it that he was an amazing husband and a good father, words he hadn't heard from her in over a year. And then she handed him fishing gloves for the exact fishing trip she had suggested as the moment to have him killed. Nick didn't know any of that when he opened that card. He just felt, for the first time in 18 months, like maybe things were turning around. Like maybe she still saw him. Like maybe all the fighting to keep the marriage together had meant something. That card was not a moment of guilt or hesitation. It was cover, the last piece of a plan that was already in motion. And Nick, who came home that night feeling better than he had in a long time, had no idea that the woman who wrote those words had spent the day making sure he wouldn't see another Valentine's Day.
And what's really scary is I can't get off my mind right now. But I'm thinking, how would this ever happen? I'm never going to be with myself by myself. Like, how would this happen? And I just thought of one instant that I'm going to be with myself for a long time. And
My advice to you is take care of you. Don't worry about that. It's hard. Trust me, I know.
I'm trying to just get my mind off certain things, and I can't.
You're not going to be able to, and that's why I said you're going to probably need professional help. Don't feel like that makes you weak in any way. This is, like I said, going to be life-changing.
Am I have a big family get-together on Saturday? Am I able to still go to that?
Yeah, you're not in any trouble at all, Nick. This will all be over by the end of the day. What will end up happening is me and Detective Camilleri are actually going to go over there, and we're going to actually talk to her about this in our own fashion. We're going to lie to her a little bit. We're actually going to tell her that you had a major accident at work and that you didn't make it. So we can see what her reaction really would be. Both me and Detective Camilleri are pretty good at engaging people. We already know what her reaction probably is going to be.
Sad.
It'll be over the top, more than likely. But once we're done talking to her about it for a little bit, she is going to be arrested and she will go to jail. And she will see a judge tomorrow. And the judge will decide what her bond is. And I'd be very surprised if it's not a high cash bond. This is a serious offense. This is one step away from murder.
I love her to death, but I wouldn't want to.
Unfortunately, that's both out of our hands at this point.
No, I know that. I'm just talking, and
Sure.
I understand everything, how things happen and everything else, to the best of my knowledge, and I wouldn't want her to come in contact with me anytime soon if this is all true. And I'm sorry I say if this is all true, I know you reassured me and everything else, but I'm sorry, but
I fully expected this.
until I get time and I don't want to see the video, but until I get time, I feel like this is fake.
No, I totally understand, and I fully expected that from you. That's actually a normal reaction, Nick. It's very normal. That's why we went through all the precautions that we did. We know how people react in
I
situations.
thought this was going to go a different direction when you guys are bringing me here.
We know.
I thought you were just going to say that she wanted to move on and go live with the mom and everything else, and you need to leave her alone or whatever else.
That we probably wouldn't have done any work. But we didn't know where your kids were. So for us to wait all day, because we know exactly how things are going to happen, we wanted to have time to adjust to anything that we needed to adjust to. It doesn't sound like that's really going to be a major concern at this point. As long as nobody contacts her, we should be able to move forward without too many issues. And any single time, our door will be open.
Can you tell the officer that my mom's there? I'm just thinking, like, trying to be a cop. My mom, if she sees a police car there, might call my wife.
Yeah, he's good at that. He'll take care of that. He's on the same page with
Can they both come here?
5554. If both of them are there, can you bring both of them, please? If both parents are there, can you bring them both, please? Make sure that they don't contact anyone. So our door will always be open to you. As of tomorrow, this will be public record. But you can always come to us and we'll be more than happy to walk you through whatever you need to walk through to help you with this, because there's going to be a long healing process. And I understand that we will always be here for you in that respect.
My thing is, I'm really scared right now. And I know it's not a time to think about it now, but I'm still thinking about it. What do I do, or how do, and I don't need an answer, I'm just speaking my mind. What do I do when she gets out? I mean...
You will be notified, and you will be part of this entire process.
I know, but if
there's things that you
she's done it once, it's able to happen again.
I don't know. I mean, the whole point of punishing somebody is to show them that it's not worth it. I can't tell you what her mind will be when she gets out, because I don't even know when she will get out.
Oh, Mom's gonna be so upset.
This is going to be a hard thing for your entire family. And I can't imagine what you guys are going to be going through. So any way that me and Detective Camilleri can help you, or anybody at the police department, we'll do the best that we can.
Once I'm able to leave, I need someone to come with me.
Yep. You probably shouldn't drive today.
I need someone to come with me to my mother-in-law's.
You talking about us?
Just
We can do that.
not...
Is that where that's... Come on. Can you just sit down for a second? Sure. Sit tight. Do you want some water on it?
Sure. Thank you.
So as far as the future holds, I can't tell you 100% what would happen. This will probably be a long, lengthy process just to go through the court part. But you have rights as a victim in the future that you would obviously be notified before she ever gets released. And she certainly would be foolish to try it a second time. Because A lot of the times when people do this, they think it's a easy break and that they're not going to get caught. So, I mean, obviously, if something were to happen to you in the future, she'd be looking at way worse than what she's looking at now. Because right now, her exposure is 4 years.
When this is all done, I just need someone.
So now, are the kids at her mom's?
Her mother-in-law.
Your mom's or?
Her mom.
Her mom.
Her mom.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be able to assist you with that.
Maybe I can just do it with my dad and mom.
You let us know what you need, and we'll do everything we can to help you.
It's hard to talk to someone.
One of us could easily go with. You would have to give us time because we have to make sure that she's obviously in custody before we move forward with anything. So you wouldn't even be able to go over there until we were done.
Yeah, I understand that.
So, I mean, we can easily sit down because I can guarantee you she is going to be in full denial just like you are. And it's common.
She's not going to believe it.
We understand. That's why we went through great lengths. Because this isn't something that's anywhere remotely close to being normal. I've been a cop over 12 years. I've only heard of this happening in other bigger cities.
Why?
The only thing
Just leave.
The only reason that she told our guy was because you make all the money. So based off of the way that she's acted, what she's talked about, it does seem very much money driven.
What do you mean by that?
She wants money. She doesn't want to go through the divorce. She just wants whatever she can get from you. Life insurance. If your vehicle was involved in you dying, it needed to be totaled so that way she would get insurance money. The taxes.
There's other been times where I'm not trying to threaten. I wasn't trying to threaten.
Sure.
And you can take it two ways. And I know I'm in the right because I know how I presented it.
Sure.
I owe $70,000 in student loans.
Okay.
And her name is Nana, but my parents and me out. And we were married when I occurred those, and I don't know the laws, and I don't need to get into that or whatever else about if you divorce, it's half because they occurred while you're married.
If it occurs while you're married, any debt that you guys incur together, typically it's split.
But there's been times where I told her you can leave whatever else, but right now, and I said I'm not trying to stop you from leaving. I'm just telling you, if you don't try to make this better, not relationship, friendship, after all the ways that you treated me, we're gonna split everything up 50-50. And I said, if you're willing to work on things, well, you don't treat me like I'm nothing at all, barely even a father. If you don't treat me like that, if you can work on that, I'm willing to take all my stuff that I occurred, even though we were married, and take it on upon me. And so maybe she's scared about that because she hasn't shown me anything. I don't know.
Maybe we'll have more information once we actually talk to her about it. But yeah, that's all that she's really shown to us, was that it really does seem to be money driven. And if it really, honestly, if it wasn't for this guy coming forward and saying that he was approached about this, I don't know what it would be.
I know it's legally, am I able to get off of work for a week or two?
I can't speak to that. Number one, I can't give you legal advice, but you can certainly work with your HR. I would talk to them. There is what's called the Family Medical Leave Act, so you can talk to them maybe about that. Obviously, you're going to need a lot of time to process this. This is just the beginning. I'm going to be honest with you up front, this is not going to be an easy journey for you at all.
I thought it 20 or 30 minutes and there's a million of things going through my head. And things keep popping up.
Right. My only advice to you, take things slow. Don't do anything drastic at all. You have to take it slow. It's going to take you a while to process this because for you it probably just doesn't even feel real. And it may not feel real for a long time. It's very hard for our bodies to kind of adjust to something like this.
I've never... Can you just tell me from your experience? I've made a comment in front of my parents and in front of her, I want to say a year ago, where it was so bad that she didn't care about anything about me, that I made a comment and I told her straight out, I would never do this, I don't think about it.
Okay.
But it seems like even if I died, you wouldn't care about me. But I told my parents and everyone, I'm not thinking about it at all, like suicide or something else like that. I've never thought about it ever before. But my relationship was so bad that it felt like if I wasn't here, it wouldn't even faze her. And I made that comment to her, and I made that comment to my parents that I said that to her. And when my other reaction to say about that is, when you're that stressed out about your relationship and you are numb to your feelings, you might feel that way.
Everybody goes through that. Everybody.
You might feel like, even if this person wasn't around, would I care or not? But there's a big difference between feeling that way and this.
I'm going to tell you right now, bud, you are going to hurt. And there are going to be points where you're going to wish that you were no longer alive. And you need to find the strength to push past that.
I will never.
Talk
I'm
to your friend.
not saying you're wrong, but right now I would never feel that way. My kids need me the rest of my life, and
Yes, that's
my
what
parents
you have to
need me,
Yes.
and my mom needs me.
I am going to tell you now so you hear from us. There was a point during the conversation on Friday where she was waiting for you to commit suicide, and she's decided that you're not going to do that.
I would never do it.
Go ahead.
This is the detail that reframes everything. Detectives reveal that in one of the recorded conversations, Megan had actually considered whether Nick might take his own life. And when she concluded that he wouldn't, that's when she moved forward with the plan. Which means this wasn't impulsive. It wasn't even primarily financial. Megan had been watching Nick, measuring him, calculating how far he was from the edge. And when she decided he wasn't going to disappear on his own, she decided to make it happen herself. Nick sits with that for a moment. This man who had told his parents that his marriage was so bad, it sometimes felt like she wouldn't even notice if he was gone, now learns that she had been counting on exactly that feeling and decided it wasn't enough. That is the moment this case becomes something much darker than a bad marriage and a desperate woman. That is the moment you understand exactly who Megan Danielchek really was.
Done for. 5-5 Rhinelander. $5-5, I'm trying to get a hold of Rhinelander up front desk. I'm going to have two parents come in and notify me immediately. Or have somebody walk me straight back to the sensitivity room, please.
Are they driving here?
It sounds like it, yes. So that'll actually be beneficial for you. They can help you get your car there. And once they're here, I'll explain to them whatever you want me to. If you don't want me to tell them and you want to talk to them, you can do that.
I don't want to tell them.
Okay. What I'll do is...
You can be in here.
Okay.
I need you guys in here.
Okay.
This can't be real.
I promise you we would never do this to you.
I know.
How far away do your parents live? How long does it take them normally?
8-10 minutes.
Okay. So, they should be here.
Once I'm in here with them, are you guys going over there?
Once we know that everything was settled here for you and your parents,
I don't know which building she works at.
we'll deal with that. That's not a problem. But she works over at the nursing home, correct?
There's like 4 or 3 of them.
Oh, that's your phone.
You can keep that.
I'll keep it for now.
I will use it if you...
I know. If I was you, I would want to blow up my wife. I'd want to
No,
call her.
nothing about
not like literally blow her up. But
I honestly don't even want anything to do with her right now. I love her, but I don't want anything to do with her. Wouldn't even want to... Couldn't talk to her because if I talked to her, all I would do is say, why? Why not just leave?
it will be a question we ask her.
She felt trapped, but
That's no excuse.
she had the choice to leave. There's a couple months ago I said, go to your mom's, or I said, you can either go to your mom's or we can work on things. But I said, if you don't work on things, how a relationship is right now, this is what I told her, how a relationship is right now.
How long have you guys been married?
6 years.
Okay.
I said, how a relationship is right now, how you treated me the last year and a half without building up on it and just wanted to leave after treating me like that. I said, I'm fine with you leaving. I said, I am completely fine with you leaving. I love you. I don't want you to leave, but if that's your choice, you can leave. But I said, if you leave now, all I want to do is be nothing else. And I said, I'm sorry. I apologize and everything else. I said, I'm sorry I'm like this, but how I am, all I want to do is text you when it's my turn to get the kids. And if you need something about the kids, text me. But other than that, I don't want anything to do with you. If you just want to give up, that's all I said. So I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't saying anything wrong. I just said, I'm sorry this is what I'm going through. You're going through something else.
It's not wrong. A lot of people do that.
If you get a divorce, not all divorces all end nice.
No.
So if you want a divorce, I'm not going to just treat you all bubbly when you treated me like shit for the last year and a half. I'm not.
Yeah.
And that's what I told her. I said, I'm not going to treat you, I'm not going to text you, I'm not going to talk to you, I'm not going to be friends with you, anything else.
Is there any reason why your wife would contact you?
No. Text, but not call.
She's sending emails? Or is that text messages?
Text message, can you read it?
Sure.
Oh, I think someone, my mother-in-law,
I don't want you.
my mother-in-law, it looks like she probably sent a picture.
Okay.
That one. And then if you go back,
That's right. Okay.
oh, I don't know what that is, just says full. No, I am supposed to pick my son up after school.
What time's that?
3 or 2.
Okay. I would assume that you're still going to be able to do it without any problems. We should be well done with this by then. probably about 10:30. I don't have my phone on me, but it's about 10:30, I'm assuming, around there. So she gets done at what, 1:30?
I can't tell him she's in jail.
It's gonna be hard. And I recommend that you do counseling for the kids.
She gets done early with work sometimes, between 1 and 3.
Okay, I think we have plenty of time then.
It's not one of the, when you go, because I tried calling her work one time because she was busy doing laundry or whatever. It's not one of the nursing homes that are on the Google nursing home
Okay.
thing.
I think we'll be able to figure it out. We have some connections over there. We work with them a lot. They work with us on the initial part of this too, kind of. If we go in somebody else's jurisdiction, we work with them. Because really our jurisdiction is just Rhinelander.
Does my work know I'm not coming back to take?
We told them that it would be a while. Until we can tell people what's really going on, we don't want to tell them anything. And your HR was very good when we explained to them that you're not in trouble, but that we needed you. And it was very important. So, they'll work.
This will be public about a threat?
Yeah, it'll be public tomorrow. Once she goes to court, it's public record. There's not a lot we can do with it.
Oh, God.
Honestly, the guy that came forward about this is worried about some of the same things that you are, about her retaliated against him. You know, obviously he knows how far she's gone with everything. And
What about this?
so the guy that came forward, the one that's been helping us, who's not a cop, the one that told us about it, he's obviously concerned that, you know, she might try to retaliate against him down the line too. So a lot of the same concerns. He doesn't want to be public, but
Retaliate against who?
him.
She might?
Yeah, she's worried because the person that came forward wasn't a cop. It's a person that she worked with, and she approached him about hiring somebody. She thought he was a scary enough guy and apparently this conversation's been going on for a little bit, and once he realized that she was 100% serious, he contacted us and said, this is real. And he didn't want something else to happen to you, so then he worked with us to arrange the way that we've been arranging. So he's a little concerned because he knows her mind towards you.
Would I ever find out who that is?
Eventually, yeah. It'll be public. It's probably somebody you don't even know. But really, if it wasn't for him, none of this would be happening. He doesn't want to talk to you because he feels bad for you. He doesn't want to think that he did it for any other reason other than he couldn't live with himself if something would have happened before you. Because he's not in trouble at all. So what did you do when you were in the Army?
Transportation, cargo specialist.
Okay. So I'm assuming you were over either in Afghanistan or Iraq for a little bit?
No, we were supposed to go to Africa for Ebola and they pulled out a couple weeks early. And I was in for 3.5, 4 years and was thinking about re-enlisting.
Go on.
I was thinking about re-enlisting, and my wife and me are both a big family person,
Sure.
and all the families in here in Rhinelander and everything else.
You don't feel like you're gonna throw up out, do you?
No, I was just both.
Okay, sometimes people have weird reactions, so I just noticed there is no garbage can.
She really wanted to move back, and she said she would still do the relationship and everything else. If you wanna re-enlist, and she'll move back with the kids and come see me once every month or two, and plus I get 30 days of leave. And I said that's not an option. I love you, and I could never not watch my kids grow up unless you deploy or something.
Sure.
That's different, but re-enlisting, if you have the choice, there's some people that militaries heal and families heal, and it's for me the other way.
Sure.
And it's nothing, I understand some people, everyone has different morals. That's how they're raised, so that's how they adapt. Some people, family is number one, some people military and serving your country is number one. I wanted to deploy so bad, but
Well, that's why you're doing that training for so long.
the only time I had a choice to deploy, they gave me an option a month before my brother's wedding, and they gave me the option, well, my brother's wedding or deploy. One only always happens once a year, and I assumed I would have another chance to deploy.
Sure.
So they needed a couple more guys, and my buddy texted me, he said, hey, we're all going to Afghanistan or Iraq, one or the other, and he asked if I wanted to come, and I talked to my wife and my brother, and my brother's wedding is more important than choosing to deploy.
Yeah.
And I even asked him, and I asked, is there any way I can go 2 months later?
Sure.
No, everyone's leaving now, but nothing big. I mean, they can still call me up any time in the next 3 years.
Right.
Because you have to serve your 8 years of contract, and I got out honorably, so I still under contract. So if something breaks out,
Yep.
they can call me up, and got like 3 weeks to report to Virginia, wherever they tell me, and then there you go, off to Iraq, Afghanistan, Korea, wherever it would be.
Minus another global war, it's pretty rare.
Yeah. One on every, like, I think they told me they were looking at all the statistics, one out of every, like, 30 people get called up.
Yeah.
It's not often. It's just when a company's short and they have no National Guard extras.
Well, let's pray that doesn't happen to you. You never know with the way the weather is.
I wanted to go. I was hoping maybe they would call me up, not for a big, huge World War III,
Sure.
but just to call up to go to Iraq or Afghanistan or wherever. But not after this. After today.
No, you have enough on your plate.
No.
I'm not worried about that, and I think you would be able to talk the Army into picking somebody else if it came down to it.
Megan Danielchak pleaded no contest to solicitation of first-degree intentional homicide. On May 2nd, 2019, Judge Patrick O'Melia sentenced her to 2 years in prison, followed by 6 years of extended supervision. The judge called her actions narcissistic. He said that although the plan was unsophisticated, she was the director of this bad movie, that she had multiple opportunities to stop, multiple moments where she could have walked away, and she chose not to. Think about what she actually did. She didn't lose her temper. She didn't act in a moment of rage. She spent weeks planning. She researched mercury poisoning. She saved cash in small amounts so nobody would notice. She chose the method, the fishing trip, the car accident, the ice. She set the conditions, not in front of the kids, not too bloody, and then she handed over her husband's family heirlooms as a deposit. And the next morning, she went to work, like any other day. What
Megan will
makes this
spend 2
case so
years in
hard to
prison.
process
Nick
is
says
not
now
the plan
he and their
itself.
2 sons
It's
will
the
work
gap.
to move on.
The
I
gap
can't
between
change
the
what you
woman
do,
who
so
wrote
now I
Nick
have
a
to be
Valentine's Day
strong for
card
boys
calling
and
him
move on
an
from there.
amazing husband,
I need to be strong
and the
so I can
woman who the
provide
day
our children
before
with the happy
had
and
paid someone to
fulfilling
make
life
sure
that
he
they
never
deserve.
came home. Those two things existed at the same time, in the same person, on the same day. Nick told detectives that when he heard the news, he felt like his life was meaningless, that he had been trying so hard, that he thought he was fighting for something real. He was right. He just didn't know what he was actually fighting against. Megan has since completed her sentence. As of 2026, she keeps a low profile. Nick raised their children. He survived the fishing trip. He survived the car accident that never happened. He survived the plan that was never as hidden as she thought it was. He survived her. That is where this story ends.